Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here coming at you from the Knife Center, and today we're looking at the top 10 best Benchmade folders and pocket knives that you can get in 2019. Let's check them out. American-made, Benchmade is most famously known for the axis lock. And although they no longer have the exclusive on the patent, Benchmade is still who everyone else is chasing, and their success with this lock is undeniable. In fact, this list could have been nothing but axis locking knives. We do mix it up a bit, but we're going to run through our favorite axis models first. This lock is strong, easy to use, and fully ambidextrous, thanks to a crossbar that extends through both sides of the handle. And there's no more perfect platform for this lock than the venerable Griptilian line. There's probably no more popular model than this flagship of the Benchmade lineup, and none that has more variety either. We've got 3 different blade shapes, the tanto, as well as drop point and sheep's foot profiles, and each is available in a full size with nearly 3.5 inches of blade and a mini configuration that measures just under 3 inches of steel. Base models use lightweight Norol GTX handle material, and you can get them in several different colors. Here I've got the orange and the black, but there are plenty more. The shape of the handle itself is very accommodating, thanks to no prominent finger grooves or a bird's beak at the end or anything else. That simple shape that swells and wraps around at the end means that even larger hands can get a pretty good grip on this knife. Blade steel was recently upgraded to S30V, which is a fantastic stainless for general use with plenty of edge retention. The axis lock means that the action is nice and smooth. It's easy to open using your thumbs or by flicking as you hold the lock bar back. Overall, this is a great general use knife that doesn't weigh too much. It's good for outdoors, camping, and hiking, the drop point and sheep's foot profiles especially. And the drop point can even cross over and join the tanto as a good option for tactical, law enforcement, or self-defense uses. With similar attributes and a more pocket-friendly size, we have the MiniGrip Tilian. This one I've pulled here actually shows one of the upgrade options that you can get on both sizes of this knife. Blade steel is CPM 20CV, which offers even more edge retention than the S30V on the base models. And here you can see that sheep's foot profile that uses a thumb cutout rather than thumb studs for opening. The handles are gray G10, and instead of wrapping around the back, it is open-backed construction, and you can see blue liners and barrel spacers, and a slightly different profile from the top down as well. This model also gets a deep carry pocket clip to help it stay out of the way even better. I've actually carried a MiniGrip Tilian myself for a number of years as my primary EDC, and even though I only get a 3.5 finger grip, it still served me well for everything I needed as a daily user. Next up is the Benchmade Bugout. Originally, this knife was marketed to ultralight backpackers who may want to bug out for the weekend and hit the trails, but it's even more at home as a slim, easy carrying EDC pocket knife. The mission of the Bugout is to be as light as possible. We're at less than 2 ounces overall, while still providing a full-size cutting experience. It's available in a few different colors, but the best looking one by far is the KnifeCenter exclusive Battle Wash Bugout. This grivery handle with a black over red finish looks instantly worn in, and it's got plenty of attitude. The knife takes up virtually no room in the pocket, and with that light weight, you scarcely even know you're carrying it. It's nice and slim and out of the way. And extra thanks go to a small, deep carry pocket clip with a black oxide finish. Despite all that, I can still get a full 4-finger grip on the Bugout. The cutting end of this knife is made from S30V steel, and you can get it in a satin finish, which actually has a light stonewash, or a black Cerakote, which looks even meaner. Both get red thumb studs and matching barrel spacers. The steel itself is nice and thin. It keeps that weight down, and combined with the high flat grind, this is a phenomenal slicing knife, easily the sliciest in Benchmade's lineup. If all that wasn't enough, they even used titanium for the axis lock bar because it's lighter than steel, and then they applied a DLC coating so that it's going to be durable as it locks up against the blade. This is a very cool knife that's found its way into many of our pockets here at the Knife Center, and it's even entered into my EDC rotation. For axis lock goodness with a fancier aesthetic, you need to look no further than the 940 and 943 Osborne series. You can get these knives with a clip point or the reverse tanto blade you see here with S30V steel, but the real star are the handles. The knife uses anodized aluminum for a good cross-section of strength and lightweight without the added cost of titanium. And I love the green finish on this one, and it even comes with a thin, ridged purple backspacer. Even more popular is the 940-1, or the serrated version here, the 940S-1, and this knife gets a makeover with even more premium materials. We've got open-backed carbon fiber handles with blue barrel spacers, and S90V steel for a crazy amount of edge retention. The 940 line has been so successful that they've even released a more workaday version, the 940-2, with G10 handles and S30V steel, so they can cover a lot of bases with this lineup. So most of these knives look pretty high-tech, but the Axis can also cater to the traditionalists out there thanks to their Hunt series of folders, especially the Crooked River knives, a riff on the famous folding hunter archetype. Available in two different sizes, the full size offers a 4-inch blade, but even the Mini is still a good size with nearly 3.5 inches of steel, each offering S30V as standard. We get a classic clip point profile, which is great for hunting and everyday carry. The handles sport aluminum bolsters that house the Axis lock, and a nice accent of orange with the pivot ring and a G10 backspacer. The handle scales are diamond wood, which is a stabilized wood product that resists warping or cracking the way fully natural or unstabilized wood can. The full size can be had with diamond wood as well, but they also add an option for gray G10 scales. I personally find the Mini a great size for EDC. I can still get a full grip on it, as you can see, and you've got plenty of edge to work with. The full size might be even better for hunting though, especially if you're wearing gloves, thanks to even more room in the handle. The Crooked River offers modern performance with a timeless look, and it's overall a very compelling knife. Now the Axis lock is versatile beyond just these manual versions, and the Benchmade Barrage showcases the Axis Assist, which is, just like it sounds, an assisted opening version of the mechanism. Like several Benchmade models, we have a full size and a Mini, and there are 3 main tiers these days to the range. You can get a 154 cm blade with black synthetic handles, S30V steel with gray G10, and this full-sizer features M390 steel and G10 handles with angled aluminum bolsters. It has a nice full grip, and the assist, which is a spring that takes over once you've partially opened the blade, is nice and strong. Something the Axis Assist models get that you won't see on the manuals is a secondary spine-mounted safety. Push that switch forward, and it'll hold the lock bar in position. This will help keep the knife closed and safe from accidental release, or provide an extra layer of rigidity when you're actually using the knife. Since we're talking springs, we have to talk about the Axis Auto, shown here on one of their best hard-use folders, the Benchmade Adamas Auto, perfect for military and tactical users. You simply pull back on the Axis bar, and the blade rocks out like the crack of a whip. If you prefer a manual though, this knife is also available that way too. You get your choice of black or desert tan G10, and the handles may look a little blocky, but they actually feel pretty good. They definitely fill the hand for a meaty grip, and again, you've got enough room for operators to wear gloves if needed. The knife does have a folded over pocket clip, but it is a bit of a beast, so they've included a MOLLE compatible pouch too. The blade itself is made from hard-wearing D2 tool steel with a black finish for extra protection, and you can get it with or without partial serrations to suit your needs. For hard use and heavy-duty needs, the Adamas is hard to beat, and it shows the range of what Benchmade can do with the Axis lock, from the ultralight Bugout to the beastly Adamas and everything in between. So that's it for Axis locks in this video, but since we just showed an automatic, we have to show the auto that Benchmade is most famous for, the Infidel. This OTF, or out the front design, features aluminum handles with a cover-mounted switch and a 4-inch double-edged blade. But in typical Benchmade fashion, you can also get the Mini Infidel with a blade that's just over 3 inches. You get your choice of a black or satin finish on the blade with D2 steel and black aluminum handles, or you can upgrade to the limited edition that I have in front of me right now. It features S30V steel instead of D2 and a smoke gray PVD coating. The aluminum chassis is anodized bronze, and we have prominent ridges that provide grip, and the switch is satisfying to operate, both when opening and closing the knife. This is certainly an impressive knife, but it can be discreet too, thanks to the deep carry pocket clip. With great action and materials, the Infidel is a knife that can give just about any auto out there a run for its money. So we've seen a bunch of modern folders so far, although the Infidel is not technically a folder, but Benchmade actually got their start making balisongs, or butterfly knives. In fact, they were the first company to do so in the United States under their old balisong company name. The Benchmade 87 is perhaps their greatest bali yet, featuring integral titanium handles, each machined from a single billet of titanium. The solid feel provided by this construction is backed up by superb action. And that's thanks to thrust-bearing washers and perfectly tuned pivots. The blade itself features an aggressive sheep's foot profile. It's made from stone-washed S30V, and it even has a crown spine to keep things comfortable when you're working off the spine of the knife while flipping. Keeping things high-end, the latch on this knife is magnetic, and in typical Benchmade fashion, a simple squeeze of the handles will pop the latch open so that you can get to doing tricks as smoothly as possible. There's no pocket clip on this knife, which keeps the handles clean, but it does come with a gray nylon sheath that's easy to use for both belt or pocket carry, or anything else you can think of too, thanks to a couple of included hook and loop straps. The 87 is undeniably smooth, but my favorite balisong in their lineup is certainly the Benchmade 51 Morpho. Why? While the 51 is definitely a capable flipper, I myself don't really find myself doing a lot of tricks. However, the Morpho is incredibly EDC friendly, thanks to a lighter weight and a titanium pocket clip. Now that may seem a little bit unconventional, but the utility of a balisong, while sometimes overlooked, is very high. One of the key benefits is actually safety. Inherent to the design of the pivots, you're not likely to close the blade on your fingers. And you can also get a lot of handle to blade ratio. The 51 Morpho gives us 4 1/4 inches of D2 steel. This is a great utility shape with a spear point profile, and it still has that nice crown spine. Not just nice for when you're doing tricks, but also great for choking up and placing your thumb there. The handles themselves are black G10, and they're drilled and milled to remove some weight and offer plenty of grip. Underneath we have the sex appeal. Blue anodized and jeweled titanium liners give this knife a distinctive look. And at the back of the knife is their spring latch. It's not magnetic in this case, but it's very satisfying to click and flick open. Finally, we come to the 318 and 319 proper slip joint, which is a bit of a departure from their usual stuff, but they nailed this modern take on traditional pocket knives. First available with G10 or micarta handles paired to S30V steel with clip point and sheep's foot patterns, I think this knife especially came into its own with the 318-2 and 319-2 variants. These sport stone-washed S90V blades with carbon fiber handles. And the liners may look like brass, but that can corrode, so they went with flat dark earth PVD coated stainless steel. The Proper is a classy knife for everyday carry and a fantastic gentleman's knife with these materials especially. The sweep of the handle indexes in the hand quite well and gives me a 3.5 finger grip. The walk and talk of the blade is good, and we have a nice half stop, providing an added measure of safety when closing, and a thumb slot for easy opening. It's right hand biased though, so keep that in mind. And that S90V steel offers edge retention that your granddad could only dream of. Good luck to those old carbon steels that hope to keep pace with this modern super steel. So that's it for our top 10 list of best Benchmade folders and pocket knives that you can get in 2019. What do you think of our list? Did we leave anything out? Be sure to let us know your favorites in the comments. In the meantime, to get your hands on any of these great Benchmade knives or to browse their entire lineup, you can click the links in the description to head over to KnifeCenter.com. And be sure to sign up for our Knife Rewards program while you're there, because nothing beats earning free money on a knife that you were gonna buy anyway. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center signing off. See you next time.
Yeah, fine, okay.
No, can't use that. Wow, out of context. Fistful of quarters thing, like there's a name for that, I can't remember.
The hailstorm?
No, that's when you throw change at a All right, I'm sorry I said anything earlier.